You're probably wondering why am I sitting here. I'm trying to load a game, but I've not had much luck. Let's just start with my original plan. Look, it's Hardball. I played Hardball when I was a kid on the Commodore 64. This version, actually, a nice game. I liked baseball games, and this was one of the better ones. And the graphics kind of impressed me. And I didn't know, and I still don't know much about playing baseball. All the averages, I'll try and. You probably can't see it anyway. You have to sort of set up your team, and you have to know like what the averages mean and the positions. Now I can work out the positions, but the averages and some of the other numbers, I don't really understand what they mean. Now all of the game is very well playable. The pitching and the catching and the running and all that is pretty easy to do, but the batting batting is actually hard. You gotta. Oh. The stuff about being a left or a right-handed batter, I don't think that really matters in the game. But trying to work out between when this guy pitches and when the ball gets near the plate, what it's going to do and how you should respond, that's right tricky. So I played it yesterday. Here's why. Okay, let's just start at the beginning. I wanted to get Dragon's Lair. I have Dragon's Lair, but I wanted to get Dragon's Lair 2. Right around the time when I was watching Cybersnake 7's video about his Commodore 64 pickups, which are actually not that common in general. Commodore 64 pickups. I see Tootie do them, and then Cybersnake J buys the games from Tootie, but they all look very good, right? They come in nice boxes, and they're interesting titles, and it's actually nice, a nice experience if you take the time looking for Commodore 64 games. And it's nice to watch. I enjoy it. So that sort of inspired me as well, but I was already looking for Dragon's Lair 2. Now, I bought it, and here it is. And you can see it's a tape game, and it's one of those jewel cases, and really nice because it comes with. I'm trying to fish it out. It comes with like an instruction sort of a poster kind of deal. Oh, there it went. I swear, my luck these days. It comes with a kind of a poster, and this time the instructions, a poster like the instructions. And this time there isn't much in the instructions that I might, like in Ghostbusters, like there was a hint in there that I'd never gotten out of the game itself. That this game you can just play it. And you don't have to read the manual. You can just play it and figure everything out yourself. This manual doesn't have anything either in the instructions. But it's still nice to have. And in my mind, I once had a cardboard box version of this game, but apparently that never existed. So it's funny how your memory works. Once you're convinced something is or was a certain way, you're so convinced that it's right that you sort of conceive it as being the truth. But then when you realize, oh, wait a minute, the truth can't have happened, and then you can just change the memory back to, oh, okay, so it must have been a tape version in a jewel case, just like I have now. I tried to buy this off a guy in Italy. He asked $7.50 for shipping, which from Italy I thought was a crazy amount. But he took like a best offer, and I offered him a $5 for the game, and then he wouldn't take it because he definitely wanted €7 for the game and then $7.50 for the shipping. And I said, well, no way, dude. And then he came up with an argument that, oh yeah, but shipping to your country is very expensive. And I said to him, yeah, well, that's not an argument because I'm paying for it, aren't I? But then I realized it makes the price for the whole investment like a lot higher, and he was trying to make it my fault, but I left it. So I found this on Amazon of all places. If you look for Commodore 64 games on Amazon, you're not likely to find anything or much. But I just happened to run into this, and for about a €5 or €6 or whatever, including shipping, it was mine. The box is a bit tattered, it's broken, and it does have on the back. It has like a sticker on it that is related to the game. So I figured I can't exchange the case. But this one came from Boots, sold by Boots, Northgate, Darlington. So if you're from Darlington and you had this game, then it may be, it's mine now. And then I went on to trying to acquire Hardball. I played this game a lot when I was younger, and I thought, let's just first, before I go in and buying this game, why don't I just play it to make sure that it wasn't just, nostalgia speaking. And I played it, and it actually pulled me in. I actually played to the 5th or the 6th inning. I was getting my ass handed to me because of my batting was really bad, and he like hit, or the computer. You can play against a computer, or you can play against another player. But they like hit one home run after the other, like 3 or 4 in a row with bases loaded, and I was behind a lot of points. But nonetheless, I liked the game. So I decided to buy it. And I found a guy in Germany. Now, I can walk to Germany if I wanted to, right? And he asked, this is how it goes. Like you go on eBay, and I go on the British eBay because we don't have a Dutch or a German or a European eBay. So I go on the British eBay, and the prices are often in pounds. So you get a lot of currency confusion. And I saw a price for €15, and I said this was a disc-based hardball, which was all flat, so it could easily fit into an envelope and be shipped that way. So that was great. $15, I said, buy it now. And I get to the screen, and the total is €30, €30. And I'm thinking, what? It was the half of that. And then apparently, I'd also seen another number, which was about 16, and I thought, oh, that's like a currency exchange rate, whatever. But that was shipping. So he asked like 15 or €16 for shipping. For an envelope from Germany to the Netherlands. I could throw a rock and it would hit Germany, right? It's bullshit. So I contacted him and said, can you offer me a more realistic shipping fee? And he came back with an answer that was, I forgot to include European shipping, which was a tenner for an envelope, is still crazy. And then he came up with a cockamamie story about, I have to be a business to be able to send letters that are not goods or something, and I have to register and print my own labels, and it's very complicated. And I'm thinking, what is this? But then I realized it's Germany. And I once asked a German YouTuber, why don't you stream more often? He said, I can't because I have to have a broadcasting license to stream. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's Germany for you. All of the rest of the world can just press stream, and there's not a problem. But in Germany, you have to have a license. Germany is very complex. So this letter story, it was the same. I thought, oh yeah, I believe you. I said, I'm sorry that's the way, but even at a tenner, I'm not paying $15 for the game and then a tenner for shipping, for $25 for hardball. I'm not that desperate of a collector. I still want to get, 15, maybe 20, but 25, no. I can think of other things I can do for $25. So I went back to eBay and I found from the UK shipping £4, the game £3 or whatever. So that's on its way. Hardball on tape with a manual and everything. It sort of has the same type of manual deal as this, like a fold out kind of poster size thing. Hardball. They could have called it fastball or screwball. But it's hardball. That's a nice game. So, other stuff. All Commodore 64. I bought Neutron. Neutron is a game that is part of the yearly competition for developers to make a game that fits into a 16K cartridge. I shall show you. Can I do that? Yeah. This is a normal reset. Yeah. We're not going hardball. We're going homebrew. Neutron. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if I think I can DMA this. Oh, it's a cartridge. Run cart. Yeah? Yeah. So, a competition, yearly competition, and Sarah Jane Avery, who made this game, is an AI developer for Elite Dangerous. She is a published writer. She has a whole series of books out. And she is a programmer. And while programming her first RPG for the Commodore 64, she said, oh, let's take some time off and make a shooter. So she made a shooter. And actually a good one. I'm not a big fan of shooters, and the Commodore 64 isn't very great for shooters, but she made a really good game. And she, in her second version, she added auto fire. And I might do a short introductionary. Look at this. It's smooth, and the explosions are nice, and the music is okay. The music kind of reminds me of Jay Aldridge's game, Galencia. So it's this. There's pickups, there's enemies, and there's scrolling, and there's music, and it's actually quite good. Yeah? Here's a pickup. Whoop, whoop. So that. I'm going to die. It's alright. So I bought this, and this is on HIO. She decided to publish it. HIO, you can sort of determine your own price, and you can get it for free if you wanted to. I think there's even like a cracked version already, but that's kind of lame. You can just, even if you want to pay $2 or $5 for it, you can support the developer and have a pretty good game. So I bought Neutron, which I've been having a little bit of fun with. It's nice. Also, I bought, and now I have to turn it off because this is a cartridge, I believe. Turn it back on. Abbé d'Amour. So the Abbey of the Dead. I'll show the game. Oh, I can't show the game because I haven't yet copied it on here. Sorry. Oh, I did. L'Abbé d'Amour. Of course. The Abbey of the Dead. And it's also on cart? Yes, it's also on cart. I'll just run that. The Abbey of the Dead is about... It's from Double-Sided Games, as you can see. I think it was from Antonia Savona. But look at this. Saul Cross, graphics and sound. Saul Cross. We know that name. But look at this. Loco Malito. Thank you very much. This is the guy who did Maldita Castilla, which is also a really good game. So this is by Double-Sided Games. Press fire to play. And it's about a little... This game, I'm happy that this game has press fire for jump, because that makes it a lot easier. You don't. Oh, wait a minute. I have to. And it's really smooth and not super easy. But you flee into this abbey, and then there's guys who try to kill you, and you find like clues and things. Really enjoyable game. A very good game. The flip screen platformer, adventure game, enemies, high resolution enemies, single color, multicolor, and then backgrounds multicolor. It's very recognizable, and the platform, the technology that is used to make this is very common now, but it makes for a lot of good games. This is like Rescuing Orc, but with press fire to jump instead of up. Nice, but probably no weapon. But I like the fact that Loco Malito has worked on this game, because that always makes for... I mean, he will have worked on game design, I think, and his Maldita Castilla game was about Spanish legends and all that. So that I really like that aspect of it. So that covers all the Commodore 64 stuff. If you came here today for Commodore 64 stuff, this is it. I didn't do... Oh, yeah, I experimented with my... Oh, God. Experimented with my Nano Sid, but I just put it back in. Look at all the legs of you can't see that. Some of the legs are bent, and I put it in just now, and it wouldn't boot and everything, so I may have put it in wrong, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. That's not really a story, is it? The last thing that I perhaps have to say is that I played Sniper Elite 4, the Kill Hitler DLC. That's all of the DLC that there is now. I did all the 3 Deathstorm ones. So I finally played the Kill Hitler one. It was €10 on PlayStation Network. Worth it, I suppose. It's a very small map, though. Let's get some of the criticisms out of the way. It's a very small map, but it's well designed. There's no glitches or whatever. It's filled with enemies, but it's one of those types of levels where you have like one big room, which is very well designed. There's a lot of detail in there, more than there is in the original game. But there's like a ton of enemies in a small room, or like in a confined space. And I guess I played the game not the way it was designed to, because what I did is I sort of entered the building where the thing was happening, and there were like 2 high locations that I could basically spot all of the enemies. And I killed all of them from my spot, and then I walked into the area, and I found that there was loads of hiding places and stuff. I suppose that was meant to like go into the area and then kill the enemies from up close, but I didn't do that because I'm a sniper. The other thing is the Kill Hitler aspect. I figured there would be like a big lead up to the Hitler scene or whatever. But basically, as you enter the room, you know that Hitler is walking around and he's like marked, and you could pick him off from a distance. And at some point, I killed someone and I was discovered, and I saw that Hitler started running. So I sort of hit him while he was running, and I killed him. And he just died, and you get a little, okay, the game is over. But that was it. Hitler was dead, and then I still had to do the rest of the map. So it was kind of, okay, is that it? I didn't even get to see his body after that, because at some point I died. And then when you reload. All the dead bodies basically disappear. I mean, the Hitler's body was gone by the time that I'd killed everyone else. So I didn't get to see what he had on him. I did find 2 of the Deadeye targets, which I thought was good. On a small map, they really do their best to hide them. So I afterwards I always think I want to like explore the map when all the enemies are dead and just to walk around and search for things, but I never do. I sort of want to get out of that. The ending, like, long story short, the ending was a little bit lackluster, especially for killing Hitler, but I did have another 3 or 4 hours of fun playing the game, so it's totally worth it. I don't think there's going to be any more DLC for Sniper Elite 4. Perhaps there's going to be a Sniper Elite 5. I think I'll buy that if and when it comes out. But basically, that is my thing. That is what I've been up to, and this is my update. And I'm going to now continue to remove weeds from the driveway because it's like a jungle out there, and I have to remove it. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.